Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about how you can use Datastudio to enter data into a table or spreadsheet that you can use for gauntlet number 1, where you're going to predict the acceleration rate based on angle. So when you open Datastudio, you're going to get this menu here. I'm going to click on the enter data option. So when I get in the enter data option, you can see on the left here I have a table and I have a graph here. So I'm going to just choose some random data here. I'm going to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And over here I'll simply put the squares. 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 81, and 100. And when I type that data in, this is supposed to be 9, it's supposed to be 64, 81, and fix this up there, 10, and 100. Okay, so let me get the graph here a little bit so you can see it. I have the graph right here in the window. So there's my graph, and you can see it's a quadratic. So I can type in data and get the graph immediately. Some nice features of Datastudio are getting the fit of a line, so you can get the equation of the line. So as soon as I do that, I get a quadratic fit. A, B, and C are the coefficients, so ax squared plus bx plus c. And you can see A is 1, and these are E times E is to the minus 15th is 2 times 10 to the minus 15, so it's basically 0 there. I can also get exact data points if I click on the tool here. So you can see 749. If I move the smart tool up again, I can get 1864. And what's also nice is once I get to the smart tool, if I click on the upper corner, I can click and drag and get deltas. So you can see this delta here is 1 from 8 to 9. And the delta here is 17. So for later gauntlets that we do in later labs, you can get changes in velocity or position or time by using the smart tool and clicking the corner, which will give you deltas to the next point, which is really a nice little feature to have. I'll unclick that tool. Of course, I can scale. These are the magnify and demagnify. I can also find slopes of lines. So I click the slope tool right here, which is the one that's tangent to a curve, right there, the slope tool. Then you can move I'm using the arrow keys now. I can go around, I can find the slopes of lines, which is a characteristic of graphs that we sometimes use. And finally, if I click the summation button right here in the little drop down, I can get area. So I can find areas on the curves. Right now it's finding all of it. I can click a certain region. And these are based on data points, so you can see it's using the data points that I typed in there. So the resolution of your data points will dictate what area you can obtain. But for this region right here, from 5 to 8, my minimum value is 25, which is right there. My maximum is 64. The average is 43.5, and the area under the curve, which we're going to use in later labs, is also displayed there. So those are some basic features of Datastudio. There's a lot more, but finding the fit of a line is very valuable for us. Looking at data points with the smart tool, which also is a delta tool, really, is nice. Finding slopes with the slope tool, and finding areas, because slopes and areas are very important to us. So that's a basic breakdown of using the data table feature of Datastudio along with the graph to create a graph and look at different characteristics of that graph.